What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Man, I gotta get keyed up a little bit. Hey man, we got a good one for you today on Christmas Day. It's Ian Fidance. This is one of the funniest comedians that I know in the game right now. A beautiful sexual entity, an origami of a human person that I've ever met. He has a podcast called Bein Ian with Jordan. It's so funny, so funny. Both of them are absolutely hilarious. Go check him out in the new year. Check out the podcast. Check out him on tour. Check me out on tour this upcoming year. Me and Bobby Lee are going everywhere. We're going to be in Canada, Niagara Falls, Atlantic City, New Jersey. We're going to be in Tucson and Long Beach, and we end the tour in Vegas. A bunch of dates up there. Go to badfriendspod.com for those tickets. badfriendspod.com. Enough rambling from me. Merry Christmas. Let's go to the episode.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Here we go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people to notice from my guest, but I mean him once again today. It's Ian Fidance.
Yeah!
How about that, dude? Bein Ian with Santino.
Yes! That's what we are
Yeah,
doing
kick
now.
Jordan out, by the way.
She's done.
She stinks.
I love her.
I do too.
She's the best.
Probably one of the funniest, cool comics out there. Sometimes comics are funny and they're not cool.
Yeah.
And sometimes comics are cool and they're not funny.
Yeah.
She's a pretty big duo. And you are neither.
Thank you. I am hurt. No, she's the best hang.
She is
It's so
great.
funny because we're best friends and we'd be hanging all the time anyway.
Yeah.
So hanging out in the basement is the best. And then we finish recording and we're like, all right, let's go get dinner. All right, let's go to a movie. What are you doing tomorrow? You know.
How'd you
so-
guys meet? How'd you guys meet?
Man, years ago, I saw her at an open mic, and I thought she was so funny. And I had heard I had a road gig, and I had heard she had a truck. And I asked if she wanted to drive to the gig and open for me. And this was like 6-7 years ago, and we just listened to the Misfits and chain smoked cigarettes on the way down.
Yeah.
It was in Philly. It was the fucking best. I got 2 cheesesteaks. She got 1. And then we just became buds. She was a carpenter. I used to be a carpenter. She had a job she couldn't do because she had surgery, so I did it for her. And we just started hanging out. And then during the pandemic, we got close where I would have like dinner movie nights at my place, and I'd have friends over, and I'd make them dinner.
Ooh,
So
what
I'd
would
make
you
like
make?
salmon. And,
Ooh, salmon.
Yeah.
Cedar plank?
No, basically the same thing. I only know how to pan-sear it.
Oh, you pan it. You pan it's fine.
Pan it, cut
Oven
it,
finish?
put gorgonzola in it. Yeah.
A little bit of gorgon inside
Yeah,
the
some
salmon.
pancos, crust it. Yum.
Wow.
Delicious asparagus.
Ooh.
I used to really love
Are you
cooking.
like a little chef?
I can be a chef with maybe less than 5 things. I love making meatballs.
Love meatballs.
Steak, salmon, chicken. That's it.
I can't
Eggs.
eat half of that stuff anymore
Bacon.
now.
Why?
I'm on Lipitor.
For what?
Cholesterol, dude.
Really?
I don't know what's going on. I think it's the stress from missing you is really kind of causing my LDL to go through the fucking roof. Yeah, the doctor was like, "Oh man, yeah, we got to get this under control." I said, "Dude, I don't eat bullshit." He was like, "Yeah, it could be hereditary. I guess is a big part of it."
Yeah, but also exercise too, right?
Yeah, I exercise.
What do you do?
I jerk off. I'll stare in the mirror and jerk off feverishly
but
until I can
using
see
both
my soul in
hands.
my eye. Yeah.
Yeah?
That's my elliptical.
Do you do cardio?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I don't run anymore because I have a bad back, but I'll do the elliptical. I'll do swimming. Sometimes I want to swim in the pool. I will go to swim in
I
the
have
pool.
not swimmed in a long time.
Swimming's
but-
actually great. My grandfather swam until he died. Really, like swam up until he
In the
got
pool?
sick. He died in the pool. That's how he died. He swam until he was done, and he's like swore by it. He was always in good shape
That's
when I was a
awesome.
kid.
Old people love swimming.
Well,
They
because it's
swear by
easy
it.
on your joints. You know, what do? You exercise? What are you doing? You lift-
Bicycle.
Oh, bicycle.
I ride a
which is
bicycle.
ironic or coincidental, I should say, because you are annoying.
annoying.
You're
I'm annoying in
annoying.
more than one way.
No, you ride bicycles.
Bipolar, bicoastal.
Bicoastal, bipolar, bisexual, bye, baby.
And
it's
I'm-
Ian.
Bye. Also, Biden. I'm from Delaware.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You're Joe Biden?
Yeah, I'm Joe Biden. Where am I at, man?
You know, I wish you would run. I would put you in the office. Don't we need a president that smokes or drinks?
Dude, how cool was it when Barack fucking ripped Marlboros?
It was like, what?
It was
I like
great.
how people try to call it out like it was a bad thing. You're like, what? Because he's human?
Yeah.
These people are put into this box and they're robotic. All of our lives, you see these politicians as like these just, they are the original AI. Right?
Yeah.
Like politicians have always been so an amalgamation of like 50 humans that they've mashed
Yeah,
into
and they're
one.
like animatronics, like the Chuck E. Cheese guy. Like,
Happy birthday.
coming alive, coming alive.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know if some of them had. It'd be nice to see a little bit of the regularness to these fucking guys. Like Trump tried, but it was
I think
so
that's why
far.
people took to him so much.
But it was so far. That wasn't regular.
So far,
so far.
extreme. Like a smoker, a guy that, you know, like a Winston Churchill loves drinking, loves boozing, you know. FDR, no legs.
No legs. What did he do?
Wheeled himself
Rolled around the White House. It's not even wheelchair accessible. You know that they had to hoist him with ropes.
What, like a dumbwaiter?
Upstairs, upstairs I will go. 1 second, sir.
The hunchback of the White House just pulling him up.
I don't know why I assume that everybody before a certain time period, even here, had a British accent. Like, no matter what, the way I speak, if it's something
Yeah.
from that era, I'm always like, oh, yes, sir, we'll get right on it.
Yeah.
They didn't sound like that, but did
Oh,
they?
I'm from New York, 1922.
New York 22.
Yeah.
Well, whatever the transatlantic thing was, that's what I think is like I wish we still had a little remnants of the Western European accents. Because now we sound like shit.
Yeah, well,
This is nothingness.
No accents are going to exist anymore. Like the New York accent is like on its way out. Philadelphia accent, it's down the tube.
Well, the city. See, this is what's weird. The city accents, I think, will go away, but the suburban accents,
Yeah.
the rurals will still stay. Because like way out in Pennsylvania, they sound thick, dude.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm from Delaware. I'm from Wilmington, and you go south, and people have southern accents. Even though Delaware, the bottom of Delaware is like right above the Mason-Dixon line.
Well, that's because they wish they could still own slaves.
Yeah, which is why I've been trying to move to southern Delaware for a long time. Subscribe to my Patreon.
You want to support Ian getting himself back into owning a slave?
Yes.
Support his Patreon.
I'll
That's
do
the
it.
only way.
I'll do a fun old English accent. Oh, hello, please go to the fields, mother. What?
Mother,
I don't know.
you're one of the you're a cuck for your slaves. That's great. No, I think we needed it'd be cool to have a president. It'll never happen in our lifetime, but someone that's just has a few flaws that we're chill with.
Well, I mean, dude, you look at RFK Jr., he's like, he works out, he's got the voice.
The voice,
you
though,
know?
is...
Yeah, but isn't it funny? Do you remember Howard Dean?
someone address the country. It's too much. You couldn't listen to... Like, if someone attacked us and he had to make the speech, you would be like, get someone else to...
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
He sounds like he's constantly, like, clearing his throat while he's coming.
Well, you're like, clear your throat. Just
Yeah.
one time. yeah, that.
Dude,
just
do
one
you
of
remember-
those.
Do you remember Howard Dean? Do you remember in
I
2004?
remember Paula Dean, my
everyone-
fucking hero.
Oh, the butter
God
bitch
bless, dude.
princess.
Love her. No, Howard Dean. What about Howard Dean?
Howard Dean was a guy, this is where politics used to be. Howard Dean was a guy who everyone was really on board with him. They were like, you know, I think he's a better option than Bush and Kerry, and he might be a great guy. And then he was doing a speech. He's like, we're going to go to Utah. We're going to go to New Hampshire. And
Yeah.
And he made one off-putting noise, and everyone was like, no,
Fuck this
not
guy.
presidential. And then Trump's like, they're rapists. And everyone's like, get him in office now.
He literally was like, lock her up.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, this guy's the shit, dude.
Yeah,
For some reason, he felt like rock and roll. That's why he felt more rock and roll. But that Howard guy, I remember that moment of that, when his voice cracked. It's funny to think how vulnerable America becomes when they see just a human make a little baby mistake.
Yeah.
And then America's like, oh, no, I feel so different about this person.
Oh, yeah. We're completely still puritanical. We're still
gross.
fucking gross. religious zealots in a way, but the religion is now a new thing. And
Yeah, what is it now? Computers, dude.
I don't know.
This is my religion, dude, right here. This is my religion. I
True
live and die
religion.
by it. When you first wake up in the morning, do you grab your phone?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not.
I hate it.
I've had multiple therapists say, don't, try not.
Yeah.
But if in the morning I have to shit skis, if I have to shit skis,
Oh, I thought you said I have the shit skis.
Right
Like,
now.
Every day it's a common thing.
no.
that you
If,
shit
in the morning, if I got to shit,
Mhm.
I'm going to grab the phone.
Dude, if
Can you sit on a toilet without a phone?
I've been trying to do books.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you
Yep.
reading?
I am
Say Mein
reading
Kampf, say Mein Kampf, say Mein Kampf.
Quran. I'm reading this great book by a guy named Civ, who started the Gorilla Biscuits, seminal New York hardcore band. But in 1986, he went on the road with another legendary New York hardcore band called Youth of Today, and he was a roadie with them.
Whoa.
And it's his journal and his story basically for being on the road for an entire summer with a New York City hardcore band that like changed. They were really
Gorilla Biscuits?
Gorilla Biscuits was his band, but he went on tour with a band called Youth of Today. Gorilla Biscuits are amazing, dude. Just positive, good music, get you going, But it's called Tales from the Road, I believe, or Roadie's Tale. And it's so interesting because they went on the road. They were teenagers, 18, right out of high school, 1986, no GPS, no phones, nothing. Literally in a van that they got for like $1,200, praying it doesn't break down.
Yeah.
And they go from town to town and build up this lore, and everything is word of mouth. And by the time they get out west, they're like the biggest band in the scene, just from people calling their friends, be like, dude, when these guys get to town, you got to go see them. And they were just trusting kids that were booking shows to have their like life before them to be like, well, I hope everything works out when we get there. There's no way to check in until we
Right.
show up.
And nowadays, it's like, how many crowd work clips are you putting up before you can sell 90 tickets in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's this crazy thing where you have to look at that fucking devil phone,
Yeah.
the new religion.
New religion.
And they did it. The only religion they had was the one true Savior, Jesus Christ.
That's my guy. That is good. Well, I mean, that's I like shit like that.
I love
sexy.
I can read oral histories or something that is about someone's life that I'm interested in. I think those are called biographies.
no, it's
But,
okay. We'll call it whatever you want to call
But
it.
this has pictures in it too.
Well, you're a big photograph guy.
I'm a big photograph
This guy
guy.
loves photos.
I love them. My bedroom wall in high school covered in photos of me and all my friends. The original Facebook wall.
Really?
Zuck the cuck stole it from me.
Fucking
Yeah,
bitch.
I would carry Instamatic cameras around and just take pictures. I love pictures. I have tons of photo albums at my mom's house. I have over 100,000 photos on my phone.
100,000?
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, I've dumped a few times, but let me try to see what I have 6,000. That's bullshit to you.
Yeah.
100,000? How many gigs
like
is your phone?
The buzzing of flies to
What
me.
do you have, like 7 terabytes of your phone? I mean, how could you have so many?
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's all in the
I
cloud.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I enjoy going back and looking at, if I get like depressed or down, I'll go back and look at where was I on this date a year ago? Where was I 2 years ago? And where am I at now? Or like, I'll just kind of look through and like relive memories of good times or bad times to get perspective on things.
What's the band or the song you go to when you feel sad, when Ian's on a sad day?
Really all depends. Recently, it's been Ryan Adams' Walk in the Dark, which is I don't know if you've heard it, but man, oh man, is it a...
I mean, almost everything by Ryan Adams is a little heart-wrenching.
It reminds me of New York in the fall. I got into him. I was in New York 2007 around fall. I was like student teaching.
Yeah.
And I would listen to him on the way to class, just like leaves crunching under my feet. So I always associate certain music and songs with like a period in my life that I can transform and go back to.
God, that's beautiful.
You don't do that?
I do sometimes, but I just find the saddest shit in my phone
Like what?
when I'm feeling. Well, lately I've been listening. I like a lot of classical stuff. I've been listening for years to Ludovico Einaudi. You know this guy? He's a composer.
No.
Yeah. I
I'm
like this
listening
guy.
to a band called Gorilla Biscuits. You think I know? Levicio, but
These are two things on the scale of life. They're
I
on the
like
same. They're
that.
opposite. No, but I really like him. I saw him live out here. We went to his show live, which was fucking so rad. But yeah, I just really like composers. As I've gotten older, it's blown my mind about how peaceful such strong music can be. It's weird. It's like it'd be like fucking taking a nap to heavy metal. Do you know what I mean? Like it puts me in a very zen place, but it's extremely intricate and heavy and deep and twisty and yeah, I don't know, something about it.
I was just thinking about that listening to Metallica on the way over here.
Yeah.
Because they're like one of my all-time favorite bands. And I'm like, how did they come up with different riffs for so many different songs? Ain't they gonna run out? And you're like, it's just amazing, the peace and the mysticism of the different music and beats and sadness. I'm like, but they make the drums go boom good. Makes me want to go hee-haw.
They do make the drums go boom good though.
Yeah,
I
they
saw
do.
them here do the SoFi show. I got invited to go to Metallica at SoFi.
When?
This was like a month ago, maybe.
Oh, that's awesome. They
It
were
was
my
pretty-
first concert.
They were probably one of my first top 10 concerts. You know what I mean? I don't
Really?
remember the order.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, first of all, the first concert was definitely a rap show because I know me. It was fucking hip hop back then. It was
Really?
mostly hip hop. It was either hip hop or something like that.
Mm.
You know, something heavy. It wasn't, I never was into the middle stuff. Like, I never went to like, just like a regular rock band. I never really was into it. You know, like, I knew guys that like loved Wilco, like lived and died by Wilco.
Oh, yeah.
I was in Chicago, you know?
Yeah.
But like, and I always liked it, but I just, for me, it was either at that point in my life when I was young, it was either like hip hop or something heavy and insane.
Yeah.
Like, you know who I kind of loved for a little while? Do you know Go-Go Bordello? Do you know them?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I'm
just-
not super familiar, but I know them.
But they're just so weird and,
Yeah.
and a lot. I like that. That's kind of what I like. If I'm going to dip into another genre that I don't know a lot about, I want it to be fucking weird as shit.
Like Mr. Bungle or
Yeah, Mr.
Mike
Bungle.
Patton, you ever hear
yeah,
him?
dude. Just weird, unusual. Speaking of which, you told me before the show, I got this as a gift from a fan who's very cool, and Ian brought it to my attention. We saw on the floor. This is this is Enter the 36 Chambers. It's actually titled Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chamber, but we always called it 36 Chambers as a kid. But I got this signed by Method Man.
That's so cool.
A fan gave me this. Thank you to that fan. That was so fucking rad. And you said today, even though this episode will already be out, this is the 30th anniversary of this album.
Yeah.
This is fucking sick.
November 9th, 1993, this album came out. Isn't that
It's
crazy?
wild. I mean, honestly, though, when you look at something like this is why this shaped my childhood, right? Bring the Ruckus, Shame on a... Now, what is this word? Shame on a... There's an N and then an I.
Nincompoop.
Shame on a nincompoop. Dude, honestly, Clan in the front.
Protect your neck.
I mean...
Yeah. Keep feeding them and feeding them.
And so his asshole shut. I mean, that like made my cream was just, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing really, and Method Man, the self-titled track was absurdly good.
You know what's funny?
Crazy how good that was.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. And the fact that they all went on to have their own prolific in one way or another careers.
Yeah, except for the guy that cut his dick off.
Oh.
What was the name of that guy? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mistake Man.
Yeah, Mr. Mistake.
There was Mr. Mistake.
Was it
yeah.
Mr. Mistake?
Mr. Mistake on the mic.
And they're like, I feel like he's going to do something tragic in a couple of years. Wu-Tang affiliate, right? I know he wasn't one of the main. He cut off his penis. Last month, there was a bizarre story about Andre. Okay, this is weird too. Christ Bearer. That's what he goes by. Christ Bearer Johnson, a Wu-Tang Clan affiliate, cut off his own penis.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate.
It wasn't the bread of Christ, it was the loaf.
Well, his was a baguette, to be honest with you. This says he was an attempted suicide. See, I thought he was...
That is a gnarly way to go.
Yeah,
Elliot
dude.
Smith, knife in the heart, fucking Andre Christ-like, fucking suicide.
Cut off the suicide
bleeding
penis.
out by his penis.
Suicide penis. Ra, 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 ra. Suicide penis. Ra, 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 ra.
Dude, but it's insane to think that this guy thought that was the way out. Of all the ways out, cutting off your penis to bleed out is the saddest to me. Like, that's his life source, and it's like another version of, you know what I mean?
Do you think he was on drugs?
No,
He had to have
sober
been.
as a judge.
No.
It says it right here. Mr. Christbearer. Hey, this episode of Whiskey Ginger is brought to you by Rabbit Hole Distillery and their one-of-a-kind Kentucky bourbon and rye whiskeys. You know I love sipping on this sauce, baby. That brown bourbon sauce. It's so delicious. Hear that? Bing. It's so good. I really love this stuff. Honestly, for the price point, it's unmatched. Behind Rabbit Hole's award-winning spirits is the story of their founder, Kaveh Zamanian. This cat left a successful 20-plus year career as a psychologist, went down the rabbit hole himself. He went on a mission to find and craft the world's finest spirits. That he did. This year, he was just inducted into the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. Congrats. He's the fastest ever to get inducted, okay? Have you ever done something that fast? You haven't. Okay, you haven't. If you're looking for something truly original this holiday season, Rabbit Hole is the perfect gift. Each expression made from one-of-a-kind personal recipes with specially malted grains, and it is good, okay? This Cave Hill I've been sipping on for a while now. That's the OG triple malt bourbon. They got the High Gold, High Rye, double malt bourbon. Then they got the Boxer Grail, which is that sour mash rye, and the Derringer, which is finished in sherry cask. Pedro Jimenez, sherry casks. This stuff is so good. They're small batch. A lot of people say they're small batch. They're not, okay? They pull from under 15 barrels at once. If you know what that is, you know that is really small batch. And they do pull from toasted and charred barrels. It's not just one of the other, okay? These guys are doing it the old school way in a new school format. They got 4 distinct whiskey expressions. Today I've been sipping on, of course, that old school Cave Hill. Go to rabbitholedistillery.com/buy-now. Rabbitholedistillery.com/buy-now. Use the promo code RABBIT for $5 off your first order. Please drink responsibly this holiday season. Have fun. Pitchfork probably has the best version of this. By the way, this gentleman cut off his own penis. He explains to this article, quote, "I am the fucking Wu-Tang," which I don't think that's
You're
true.
an affiliate.
Yeah, an affiliate cut off his own penis, tried to commit suicide, and leaping from the second-story balcony of his North Hollywood apartment, which is like not too far in the valley here.
So he chopped his dick off, then jumped. It was like
I think
a
you
double
probably did it
whammy.
simultaneously. You know, when you just make the leap, that would be cool.
Wow.
It's crazy. RZA gave an interview and he said, "What he did is incredible. That shit sound mythical. I feel sad for his family, and foremost, I know he has children." I love how he said, "That shit sound mythical."
That's very what he did was
So
incredible, inspiring.
Right. I mean, but no, honestly, not on drugs. Probably had a moment of mental instability. Probably had a breakdown.
Yeah.
Probably had a little shakedown breakdown. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had that moment. I was in Paris when I was in college smoking cigarettes, eating oranges, because that's all the food that we could find and afford at one point. And I remember sitting on a balcony, ripping a butt, thinking, should I cut off my penis and jump off this balcony?
Whomst among us has never had the thought?
Chez Paris! So dark. So fucking dark.
That's wild.
By the way, I do get jealous of you when I see you ripping heaters because, you know, I used to partake.
Yeah.
And when I came downstairs, where were we? Maybe it was Shane's show. Shane was warming up for a special. Is that where we were? And
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was at Shane's show when we were at, what's that theater? I can't even think of that theater.
Gramercy?
Gramercy
Yeah.
Theater. And we were in the basement and you guys were all smoking and I was jealous and annoyed, so I had to go upstairs. Because I was like, if I sat down there long enough and we're
Yeah.
talking and laughing, I was gone.
How long has it been?
Well, I mean, I've slipped, you know, but I mean, since I was like really humming with him, years. It's been years, 4 or 5 years. But I've had moments. I'm not gonna lie, I've had moments where I go into the little cave, the little cave of
is
madness.
so good.
I know,
So good.
I know, man.
There's
Well,
a
you're
bear
a
in
Marlboro Red guy, which is always so sexy to me because, like, at one point, my dad and one of his girlfriends or wives, I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know. My dad, fucking one of them, they would collect Marlboro miles for me. To
Marlboro Miles, Camel Cash.
Camel Cash. See, Camel Cash wasn't as appealing because I knew more people when I was young that smoked Marlboros. Way more.
Yeah.
Like everybody's parent that smoked, they smoked Marlboros. The moms usually, or the stepmoms for that matter, usually smoked lights.
Yeah, moms aren't.
Always the lights.
Stepmoms. Yeah.
And then a couple of the dads either smoked Reds or they smoked what's the other one that the
My dad smoked Winston's.
we've talked about this?
No.
You know, my dad smoked Winston's?
No way.
Yeah, swear, my hand to
Really?
God. My dad smokes Winston. The smell of Winston's does something to me. I rarely smell them anymore because no one really smokes
Yeah.
them, but they do something to me. It smells to me like cloth seats in a car in the summer in Chicago.
Oh my God.
Like it just has there is a very vibrant smell to the way that an old cloth-seated car smells when the smoke is in it
Yeah.
and the sun beats on it for long enough.
Yep.
Like it sits outside at a strip mall parking lot when we're inside having breakfast and you get back in. It's somehow
It's like hot, but it has a warmth to it.
But it's really
It, like,
comforting in the
engulfs
strangest
you.
way. I don't
Yeah.
even know how to
Oh,
explain
yeah,
it. It's
no,
so
totally.
strange.
I totally
It like makes
relate.
you feel warm and okay and comfortable. It's so strange. My dad smoked windows, and then his
Wow.
brother smoked Pall Malls, unfiltered.
Jesus.
I think that's probably that's probably like military type of shit, you know?
Yeah, or like Lucky Strikes.
Yeah, or
attached
just
to your helmet.
Oh, yeah, it's like
know?
or the guy that rolls his own cigarettes. It's funny that in Europe people roll their own cigarettes,
yeah.
and that's like the cool thing to do because you're young and it's cheaper and more convenient. In America, you roll your own cigarettes if you really can't rub a couple nickels together. You got to be broke to roll your own.
Yeah, but also I think a lot of people roll it because the air of this romanticized version of what it's like. This is what they used to do.
Yeah, but you as a smoker, you know, I don't want to. You don't waste time. Just give me
No.
the fucking cigarette.
Yeah, I just fucking
right.
pop it out.
Fuck yeah.
It's like a blowjob for my lungs.
Hell yeah.
It's the best.
But it's so funny to think. I know the romanticism of rolling something up with weed because that was for me what it used to be. But the twist with cigarettes is it's so much more inconvenient, and the payoff is not going to be better
Yeah.
when you've smoked. It's just not utilizing technology. It'd be like having a musket. You're like, just get a real gun, dude. You don't need to load it. That's insane.
That would be.
It's like, well, I'd like to do. It's like, just dude,
this is what they used to do.
no, just get the one that pops immediately.
yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Whenever I see someone doing it, I'm always like, this is
Well,
such a waste.
also, I don't want someone's grubby fingers all over the stuff I'm gonna smoke.
Make a machine
Oh,
roll
can
it.
I have a cigarette? Yeah, sure. And
they lick it?
Dude,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I'm such a hypochondriac. When I used to smoke weed, I did hate. I was very weirded out by like very communal joints. If it was a couple of people I was friends with, fine. But like when it's like going around to everyone, I'm like, I don't know,
That is,
man.
dude, I forgot
Everyone's
about that.
doing it.
Someone's licking that blunt and just putting it all over your tongue, and then you're like,
Not just licking it. When you're licking a blunt, you're like,
yeah.
I mean, they're like soaking it.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, I'm getting high. That's all that matters. It's like, what?
I guess
care
it's
about
all right. I'm
yourself?
just sucking on all these dudes.
Yeah. Just make out with your friend and get over with
Well,
it.
I do. That was what we do when we get high. Why do you think we got stoned? We're doing this just because we're high, right? Show me this right now. Did you get this more colored in?
This?
Yeah.
Recent. Daniel Strauss, R&D, tattoo shop, Ridgewood.
That's very
Queens.
cool.
It's the best. Thank you, bro.
How old is this now?
Maybe about a month.
Yeah, I was going to say, last time I saw you, didn't have that. That's rad.
Yeah.
Should I get a tat? I don't have any. Should I get one?
Yes.
I ran into a guy.
Why would you not?
No, I have no reason. My only reason is that I don't know what I want. That's literally it. It's
Yeah.
not like I don't want it or it hurts
Right.
I don't care. I just don't. I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
Some people are really good at being like, I really like this aesthetic. My friend Chelsea, she has she's head to toe tattoos, and she knows why she liked every one she got.
Yeah.
I'm such an idiot. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Dude, me and Jordan were at, we were doing Vegas, and the first time we ever did Vegas together, the Comedy Cellar Vegas, we were there for a week, and there's this amazing Chinese restaurant called Ping Pang Pong. So whenever,
Stop.
I know.
This is
I
made
know.
up. This is a bit.
I know.
Ping pang pong.
That means Bobby Lee's home in Chinese. So
That is like what a Chinese character would enter on a sitcom 30 years ago, like ping pang pong.
oh yeah.
And they lose their mind?
Yeah, and
That's
they're like,
insane.
"What's that in your hand?" And then they mispronounce it Chinesely, so for like the laugh, you know. Calculator. Ping pang pong. You know.
It's true.
Yeah.
Pass me the
It's pretty
Redis,
bad.
will you? Ping pang pong.
Yeah. Oh,
So what?
wacky.
This Chinese restaurant, Ping Pang Pong.
It's so good, so delicious. Every time we're in Vegas, we go there, and we were in Vegas for Skankfest. We went, had so much fun, and me, her, and her friend, who's now my friend Taylor, we're all gonna get from the chopstick package. They have 3 different like illustrations for how to use the chopsticks, and we were each gonna get one of those.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I got this.
Oh,
It's
that's
the-
cool.
the
To teach you how.
And I made the guy, because I love American traditional. That's like what all these are, you know?
Yeah.
They're very like, they're on the wall. It's flash, you know? And so I made the guy make it American traditional.
'Cause
with,
it didn't look
the
like that
specific-
originally.
No.
Yeah.
No. So like the specific colors, the red burst, whatever. So I got this, and then they did not.
They just bailed on you.
I'm in the chair, like, it'd be great, right?
And they're like, we're
And
good.
George's like, well, I'm just going to get a lightning bolt. I'm like, that's a chopstick too? She's like, no, I don't think so.
I want to. I definitely want to.
Dude, you should.
My buddy
Why
Nick.
not?
My buddy Nick introduced me to a guy who's famous out here, and I don't know anything about the culture, but I know,
Yeah.
but I do, and I like the culture.
It's
cool.
love tattoo culture.
Well, dude, I should meet you. You should meet Nick for real, because you would love this dude.
Yeah.
He's tatted up, and when we became friends, he had none. Like when we first met, he had 0, and then he got, he got the bug, like they say, he got addicted.
Yeah.
And now he's had to do. And there's a guy out here named Dr. Wu. Are you familiar with this guy?
That is a Steely Dan song.
He owns Ping Pang Pong, oddly enough. Yeah. No, but Dr. Wu is this famous. He does really thin, delicate, beautiful.
Yes.
Very thin, beautiful
That's
work. But
people are very much into that.
but
now,
it's
the
super
thin line
intricate
work.
and it's
Yeah.
extremely detailed. Like his stuff is it's remarkable. It really is.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a stupid thing to say, but it's art. But it's really.
It is. That's not stupid.
Well, but I mean, it's like
is art.
Yeah, no, I'm saying people would say no shit, but I'm saying yes. But sometimes I see tattoos and I go, that's not art.
Yeah.
That's a little sloppy poppy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this guy really does beautiful,
great.
in-depth, intricate art. So I said to my friend, I said, if I was going to do it, I would get that. But I asked him, I said, will you do what I want or do you do what you want? And he goes, we communicate about what it is. And I said, because I want it on my whole back. I want my whole back.
No way. You're going to get a back piece?
Well, but he refused. This is insane. He refused to do a swastika. And I said, I just don't know.
Those go on the front, Andrew. Did American History X mean nothing to you?
He's like, you got to put it here or I'm not doing
Did
it.
Ethan Suplee sing a song for nothing?
Imagine getting into an argument with the tattoo artist about a racist tattoo. Like, I imagine if the KKK gets a tattoo and he's like, oh, so I won't it back here. And he's like, oh, I don't do tricep tattoos, dude. He's like, come on, dude. Just Brother, I'll only do the forearm. Well, come on, man. Can't you just I hate blacks on the back of my arm. He's like, dude, I'm not going to do it. If you're going to be this way, I'm not going to do it. By the way, I saw for the first time crazy, because this is what's so interesting to me about tattoos, right? Is that there is so many subsets of the culture itself that I'm fascinated with, right, the biker culture of tattoos, the military portion of tattoos, which dates back, you want to talk about sailors and shipmen, and then you look at tattoos with, I see on those prison shows all the time of these guys that are trying to scrub off their race hate tattoos, like their SS bolts and all that shit. And for the first time I saw...
Well, it's like you have to do that in jail to protect yourself. Well, I made the mistake of being in jail 24 hours. KKK.
Just to keep safe. Just in case.
Just to keep safe.
Just in case.
Yeah.
It just says just in case KKK.
Just in KKKs.
But I've seen one live. I've seen it live. That shouldn't feel like that's so crazy because they're out there. But I've seen one live and I didn't. It was wild. I'm in a restaurant and I was like, holy shit. That's a fucking...
I lived with a guy who was in the Pagans. He was in charge of all the meth distribution in Wilmington, Delaware.
What an overwhelming gig, by the way. In charge of all of it.
A lot.
He's not a regional, dude. He's one of the top dogs.
Yeah.
That's the
I
heavy.
mean, filing the paperwork for tax season alone. Can you believe it?
QuickBooks is not working.
I almighty the government and the Mongols? Oh, shit. So I lived with him in a halfway house.
Shit.
Biggest sweetie.
This is when you got sober.
Yeah. And this was, his name was Russell. I called him my little Brussels sprout.
My little Brussels sprout.
And we would have so many good talks out on the back porch, recliner, ripping cigs. And he had a fucking swastika right here because he spent time in jail, you know? And I was like, what's the deal with that? He goes, I had to do it to be safe, but it don't mean I believe in it. And I was like, all right, Russ.
Cool. Do you want to get it covered up anytime soon?
No, it's kind of important to a part of my life.
Cool. I'll give you money to cover it up.
Well, I just think, history is history.
It is, and it should be history. Let's cover it up.
Yeah, well, you're not seeing the bigger one that I got. This for them, this for me. Yeah,
and he's got a Calvin and Hobbes pissing on a fucking Star of David. It's that.
Dude, I was a volunteer firefighter in high school, and after 9/11, I got Calvin pissing on Osama bin Laden on the back of my Toyota Camry.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, dude. Shout out Station 25, Tallyville Firehouse. I love you guys.
Can you imagine what's the guy's name that did Calvin Hobbes? Do you remember that guy's name?
Oh,
the
Bill
artist?
Wither?
Yeah.
Witherspoon?
Waters.
Waters. Yeah.
Can you imagine how bummed he would have been to see all that fucking bullshit?
Dude.
He thought he was creating this like kind of clever wonder because Calvin Hobbes was actually a very like clever, intelligent cartoon.
Yeah.
And it was like really
just
deep and
wonderment,
fun.
thoughtful,
Yes.
philosophical, fun, a dream for a child to have.
Yes.
And then it's just like
Pissing on the back of a Chevy fucking emblem.
Yeah, like pissing on the Cowboys logo. I piss on Dallas and shit on facts. It's like, no, this is a child's cartoon.
It is so weird that became such an iconic. It's almost like sometimes culture does it whether you like it or not, and you don't have a fucking choice. It's funny to think he created something so kind of like innocuous in the world of fucking cartoons. Why did they choose that?
And why didn't they go with Peanuts?
Right. Why
You know,
not?
like the little peanut boy. You know the cartoon when he would have his footprints?
Right.
It's that, but it's all over a bunch of Arabs. And he's wearing like an American flag shirt. Why not that?
Snoopy is sleeping on Iran.
Well, dude, speaking of which, there's a whole subculture of Bart Simpson shirts. In the early 90s, Bart
Like
Simpson...
from them, or you mean like
bootleg Bart.
bootleg ones? Yeah.
So
yeah.
there was Black Bart. There's a
I remember
ton
Black
of,
Bart,
Do
yeah.
you remember there were a ton of Desert Storm Bart Simpson shirts?
I do.
Yeah, with him like, eat my shorts, Ayatollah.
Yeah.
And he's in like a military uniform. It's like, I was there, Desert Storm. And it's like,
How did that
Groening
happen?
figure that out?
You
don't
and I
know.
need to make Bart Simpson current shirt. Let's do new Bart Simpson bootleg.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. And it'll just say, it'll be Bart writing on the chalkboard. You know how you had to write over and
yeah.
over, but it'll just say,
Don't read to my children, drag queens.
It'll say Allah Akbar over and over and over and over again. Don't read to my children. More guns in schools, please.
Yeah.
I think that
children littered with bullet holes in a classroom and Homer going, go. Homie, Bart's been in a school shooting.
we should do bootleg.
wants to transition.
Yeah, Lisa definitely.
Pronouns.
Lisa definitely transitions. Yeah.
Lisa's transitioning. Her pronouns are they, them, homie. Homie, you need to work more to save up for her double mastectomy.
You know, Homer definitely gets lap band surgery, 100%.
Oh my God,
and gets on, what's it called? What's the thing that everyone's taking? Ozempic. Homer on Ozempic. Yeah. Homer's like, why are you doing that, Homer, you fag? What are you doing? You want to look good for the guys in here? I wanted to see Barney actually get...
Sober?
No. No. I wanted to see Barney get fucking liver failure. Like, that would have been a fun episode.
Oh, dude, what if there was like Dark Simpsons?
Yes.
I'm always interested in like the Dark
Simpson.
Knight version of things that we've loved. Like, I wanted a dark Ghostbusters of like
Yes.
Ray's an alcoholic.
Yes.
Peter like went to jail for stalking because oddly he's like super really a lot perverted in the first movie.
Yes. The shit he says is fucking really creepy.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Literally, like he gives her like pass out drugs.
Yeah, he does.
He has it in his pocket. He goes, I just whacked her with 20 cc's of Thorazine. And it's like, why did you bring that on a date?
And everyone's like, that seems to make the most sense. I
Yeah.
mean, what else would he have in an ecto pack, you know? Mm-hmm. Some Cosby pills.
Yeah.
I think the dark version of Ghostbusters would be fucking rad. But also, to go back for a second, Dark Simpsons is so rad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a good idea,
Yeah.
dude. That's great, because I do want to see, because everyone does this, like, what is it? Like new Seinfeld or Seinfeld Now. You know, there's like an account
Yes.
online
Yeah.
or whatever that does like what they'd be going over now. And it's always like light, it's always funny. It's like
Sure.
George, you know,
George loses service at the
right,
in an
George into
Uber or
Bitcoin
something.
or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck, blah blah. But it'd be cool to see the really bleak version of the thing that was really happy-go-lucky as a kid. What's another thing that I think would be like? Well, I mean, like Full House, like or like Family Matters, like one of those, but like a really, really like a single cam, dark, trippy version of like.
I love like really dark, bleak things of like we loved. I also, in the inverse, I would love one day to make a dark comedy about the 9/11 hijackers the 2 weeks prior to the hijacking. Just like some of them get doubts. Some of them are like, really like living for it, excited. One of them doesn't know what's going to happen. He thinks he's just flying out of Logan Airport.
Right, they're not telling. One of the guys they didn't. You know, one dude they did
He's
not
out,
tell.
fish out of water.
Yeah.
Out of loop.
Well, because
he's just a student.
Well, he probably was chatty and too inquisitive, and they're like, "We can't fucking talk to this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He's gonna open his mouth.
Yeah,
he's
like,
allowed.
Can you imagine like a British Office version of the 9/11?
David Brent directing them?
As
Across the
Muhammad
plane.
Atta.
Yeah. Today's gonna be the bum, won't it? Huh? Yeah, you could see all those quick throwaways from him. It'd be so good. Hey, do you like eating clean? Well, I'm here to tell you about Green Chef. Green Chef is a CCOF certified meal kit company. Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every single lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced meal. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. Green Chef sent me some of their jazz, and I got to tell you, delicious. They're the #1 meal kit for eating clean. Like Green Chef, take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients with nothing artificial. We're all trying to be a little bit healthier coming into the new year. Why not choose from recipes featuring lean proteins like turkey and sockeye salmon, barramundi, tilapia, scallops, and shrimp, certified organic, whole fruits, vegetables, and eggs, and plenty of whole grain options. Makes you feel good in your tummy, makes you feel good in your brain and your soul. And honestly, eating clean is hard to do because we're always on the go. Well, not with Green Chef. You don't have to lose track of healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with our registered dietitians who can walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. Sign up and start your journey towards eating better and healthier today. It's pretty impressive. It's not boring like a lot of these new age eat healthy kits come. You're going to stock up on functional snacks, clean beverages to energize you through the holidays. Shop the new green bundles available now at Green Market, your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfast, including vegan options as well. For those of you that are vegano, Green Chef's the #1 meal kit, like I said, for eating clean. Dinners that work for you, no other way around. Delicious. 100% of the seafood meets the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch ranking certified. Best choice or good alternative. I got to tell you, pretty amazing. Sustainable and options for every lifestyle. You got to try it. It's so convenient and easy to deliver. They deliver right to you the clean and easy way. So why not give it a whirl? Why not give it a try? For Green Chef's best deal of the year, get $250 off with code whiskey250 at greenchef.com/whiskey250. That's phenomenal. I said that. For Green Chef's best deal of the year, get $250 off with code whiskey250 at greenchef.com/whiskey250. Green Chef, baby. The #1 meal kit for eating well. The amount of subscriptions that I am subscribed to is so insane. And Rocket Money helped me clear all that junk out. If you ever feel like money's flying out of your pocket in your account and you have no idea why, it's probably because you got too many subscriptions, all right? The amount of streaming services and apps that you pay for and all sorts of third-party stuff that you don't know. I got charged so much money for all these subscriptions, I had no idea. And thanks to Rocket Money, the personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills. I cleaned house, baby. You can see all your subscriptions in one place. If you see something you don't want, cancel it. Get it out of there. With one little tap, you never have to get on the phone with customer service. They'll even try to get you a refund for the last couple of months of wasted money and negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Simple, pimple, my friends. I was paying so much money. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and saved its members an average of $720 a year, okay? I saved an astronomical amount of money. I was a little embarrassed about how many subscriptions I had. And they have over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. $500 million in canceled subscriptions they've saved. That's impressive. Stop wasting money on things you don't use, okay? This holiday season, cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/whiskey. That's rocketmoney.com/whiskey. rocketmoney.com/whiskey, baby. If you did The Office meets the 9/11 training crew, so funny. That'd be so fucking funny. Yeah, I like that. I actually like that. Taking something so tragic and like deep, and then putting the comedy lens through it on what was really going on over there. Mm-hmm. You got to know, by the way, anytime there's ever been sort of a terrorist attack, anytime, there has to be one dude in the group who goes, should we do this?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do this? This is
Yeah.
insane. And everyone's like, come on, dude. We're in.
Yeah, like, do you remember that kid? You went to Catholic school, right?
No, dude, but but all the boys I respected and had crushes on did.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
No.
Just kidding.
Sorry, buddy.
Ready to really relate.
No,
I was
knew
about
a
to
lot of
lay on my
Catholic school
belly and
kids.
put my feet up and be like, yes.
Do you want to watch me queef? Come
Yeah.
on, Ian. We have to do the pod.
Oh,
No,
damn
I
it.
did. I went to when I was a kid. I went to a place called Moody Bible, which is in Chicago. Moody's like a church, a school,
Yeah.
and I went when I was very young, and then I was asked to leave.
No.
Yeah, I was asked to leave.
For what?
Disruptive. I was a rambunctiously annoying
me
kid.
too.
Well, as you know, like my parents had split when I was a kid, so I think I just carried all that like
Totally.
chaotic, rude energy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like every teacher. I'm sure I didn't cuss at teachers, but I'm sure I did not speak to them and did. I can physically. I don't remember. I wish, but I can physically see myself walking away from someone of high authority that everyone would be like, and me ignoring them completely and doing my own thing.
Yeah.
I know that's the kind of kid I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
I
it.
was always like polite and respectful, but I was just so rambunctious and like had to get up and move around. And also like any attention was good attention. And then, you know, your parents split up, my dad died. And so like that made me like, you know, I'd have these like outbursts of anger and I didn't know why. And then like, you know,
don't know
I'd
what
be
to do
getting in
with it.
fights and
Right.
everything. And so I was like a bad kid. And I just, you know, like your thing about the terrorists being like, should we? That just reminds me of like being in religion class with a friend and then being like, you believe this shit?
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was. I actually, whenever I did Sunday school or whatever the other thing was, it was not Sunday school, but it was like that. I can't remember the fucking name, but every time I had smart ass questions and they fucking hated me because I'd be like, that seems a little much.
Yeah.
And they'd
but
be
as
like,
a teacher, like, what do you say when you're like, yeah, you got a fucking point.
yeah, it
kid."
seems absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because they're just there for peace. They just want peace amongst all these kids and just get through the hour. Like they just don't want any disruption. That's what it is. They're like, can we just knock this out?
Yeah.
And I was always like, nah, I want to call out how weird I think all this shit is.
I was limited to 2 questions a day.
That's so funny. Ian, that's one.
Yeah,
that's one.
Yeah. And there was this kid also got limited to 2 questions, and he was black, and his parents said that it was racism.
It was.
And so
It was.
I got called to the principal's office. It's the principal, the kid, his family, and the guidance counselor, and they're already all in there. And I walk in, and they go, Ian, how many questions are you allowed to ask a day? And I go, 2. And they go, thank you very much. And I just left. I'm like, well, I just got out of class. But I think they were being like, yeah, it's not a racist.
not racist,
Like,
yeah.
You also have an obnoxious son.
It would be so funny if you got 3 and he got 2.
Yeah.
They limit. Then they're like, all right, it is a little racist. Yes. The annoying kids, we did give the white kid 3. We gave him 2.
Yeah. But me and him were like so annoying. Yeah, and also, he was like a bully to me. And I didn't have a dad. My dad always taught me to take up for myself and everything. And God bless him, it helped me out throughout life. But, you know, like, you don't have a dad and you're looking to other people for answers. So this kid used to bully me and, you know, pick on me and push me and this and that. And
What would he say? Do you remember that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I remember. I don't want to say it. But
Oh, shit. But was it?
all right,
Okay,
no.
yeah.
Is it like kids were like so cruel, you know?
Yeah, what do you mean? Yes.
Yeah.
Try
See-
having red hair for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Oh God.
Kids are the most. It's,
Yeah.
You're just a
It's evil.
fucking prime
it's
target.
testosterone puberty coming out with like just meanness and
But
everything.
also remember, look at where we came from too. It's more pain than anything else. I think I realized as I get older that the reason that kids were so fucking rude to each other, and I don't know what they're like now. I don't have little kids, but we were so rude and mean because of all the little weird pain that everybody was going through.
Yeah.
Because everyone did have something. Their dad died, or their sister
But
you never know.
also kids don't have the vocabulary,
To express
the
it.
brain to even process and put together. So instead of being like, I'm hurting because I hear my parents fight at night, they're like, you're a gay man and your dad's gay and every red hair
I'm gonna go
queer.
spit on the Asian kid.
Yeah.
That's gonna help fill this
Yeah.
thing that's going on inside.
Yeah.
That is what that's exactly what happens.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's so much trauma and pain, which is, you know, the sheer irony is that's exactly what it is with adults. Like I said to my wife the other day, I've been living in pretty tremendous amount of pain in my leg, and I'm dealing with it in a million different ways. And I said, I talked to my doctor and I said, how many people are living in pain at varying levels like I am. You know, some days are 4 and some days are 7.
Yeah.
You know, my worst days are 8s, and those are when I fucking can't move.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, how many people? And he's like, oh, dude, tens of millions.
Yeah.
I was like, tens of millions. He goes, tens and tens of millions that come for help. He's like, who the fuck knows who else? It did make me think on the way home. That is some days when you see someone in public and they're grumpy or they're annoyed or they're fucking blah, 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 and they're quick and they're short and you kind of sometimes feel like that. And it's like, I don't know how much pain that person's in here or here. I don't know. It did make me humble myself in a way that's like, dude, people are in pain,
Well,
man.
getting sober, like, that really smacks you in the face with it, you know, because, like, you realize that, like, you're the problem and it's daggers out to everyone else. And then you're like, oh, dude, if I have to realize this about myself and go through all this work to get better, I'm not terminally unique. I'm not the only one. There's so many other people that are sick and suffering. And it's like such a gift once you realize that, because, you know, I try to treat everyone like they're having a bad day. So I'm benefit of the doubt guy. Like, well, they did this, but you don't know, and this and that. And I feel like that, you know, is... You're totally right. So many people are suffering and going through stuff, and then they lash out, and especially online, because I feel like...
Oh, that's the worst version of it.
Well, totally, but it's so many people that are not happy with their lives, and this is the only thing they can control is swarming and getting mean and tearing down, and then it's like, yeah, I feel good for 5 seconds, and then they're just living for the next 5 seconds, and... Dude, so you're so right. So many people are in pain physically, emotionally, and, you know, coming to realize, like, oh, I'm really fucking sick, and I'm not the only one. So I would want to be treated with compassion. So I should, without a doubt, treat others with compassion and understanding. But then also, if I'm, like, nice to you and like, kind, and you're still, like, mean, I blow a gasket and want to, commit mass murder. And I want to, like, beat you and be like, but I was nice to you, you know? So I got some things I'm still going to work on.
Well, I said this previously on the show, that I give you a pretty high amount of chances of those moments of like, I don't know, man, he's fucking, you know, sometimes he's like that.
Yeah.
I give you a lot. But then I do have a decision at some point where I go, fuck that guy. I don't do that anymore. I'm not going to, I've done a lot of work trying. And if you don't give me a little bit back, I'm done. I tap out. I mean, I'm thinking of someone right now. I've tried a lot with the person.
Yeah.
And at some point I had to be like, fuck you, man. I'm always pleasant. I'm trying my best to bring a nice version of the situation. And your energy is always bad.
Yeah.
And I don't need to feel that anymore. I mean, don't you feel as you get older, you're like, I don't need to fucking talk to that person anymore. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
I don't need that.
I can clock negativity really well, and I don't like being a part of it. And if that's your bag, that's cool. And I'll, hey, what's up, hello. But I'm not going to, like, sit around.
No, I'm gone.
And be a part of that. Because it
I gotta
drags me down. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not, that's not who you are. And it's not the thing that you, because I'll say this, dude, as someone who's a relatively new friend in my life, you're one of these people that when I am back in New York, I always am like, fuck, I'm so happy to see you.
Oh,
it's just nice because
You too.
you're good at your craft, but you're also a fucking fun. Your being is wonderful, which is tough because there's a lot of people that I love and respect in our game, but it drags them down in a way where they're not fucking fun to be around anymore, which is wild. You're like, man, you're such a presence on stage, off stage, you're there. It's like you're fucking miserable.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
It's working.
Yeah.
People like you. Cut it out. I said that. I said it to a friend this morning at coffee. Theo did an interview with Tucker Carlson, of all people. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
And all I saw was a clip online. And the one thing that he said that I thought was super powerful was he was like, people have all these flaws, and they think nobody knows, or they think nobody really knows what's going on. They have alcoholism or whatever, depression, or whatever. And he's like, dude, everybody knows. We all know. They all know, but they love you regardless. So isn't that enough? And it was such a great, profound statement that I was like, yeah, dude, people who really respect and like you regardless of the fucking shortcomings in your life.
Yeah.
So shouldn't you just focus on those people?
Yeah.
Fuck all the other shit.
Yeah.
The people that love you in spite of your flaws or mistakes or shortcomings, they love you anyway. Who cares? I thought that was really powerful on his behalf. I was like, that is such a true statement, man.
Oh, without a
true
doubt.
fucking
And
statement.
I'd much rather be a happy fool than a correct cynic.
Oh yeah,
you
the
know,
correct cynic.
or,
That
like,
guy, he's bummed.
The guy that's always like sad and like bummed. I'd rather just be like, yeah, whatever, and then keep that stuff to me to engage with and disseminate and deal with privately.
Yeah, yeah.
I never want to bring my bullshit to someone else.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it's
and I
not
feel
worth
like
it.
that happens a lot. But it's hard because so much of what we do influences this and that influences that. And, you know, like you got all this shit swirling around, but it's like, I don't know. I want to see what I can bring to something, not take what I can take away, you know. And I love, and also it's conditioning because I realized when I was younger, after my dad died, if I was upset, all the adults around me would cry. So it was very much a coping thing, like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I really appreciate you saying that, and I feel the same for you. It's always such a fun hang. And playing ping pong at your birthday was like
it's
the
rad.
bet. That influenced me because I am always so afraid of having a birthday party because I'm afraid no one's gonna go.
No, they're gonna go.
And I'm always like, well, I'm sober, but I want my friends to drink and have fun. What about paintball? And everyone's like, delete my number. I'm like, ping pong is like the best of both worlds.
It was
you
so
know?
fun. Well, because I
Yeah.
said if that's my whole purpose now is like, how can I get people together to have something to do if they don't just want to sit and talk, if they want a distraction, or they
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
want to just do something that like breaks up the thing. And that was my wife's idea. First of all, she's pitched it, and I was like, "That's such a good idea."
That was so cool.
Because she's like, there's plenty of people that weren't drinking and
Yeah.
that are my friends that are sober or family that doesn't drink, and I was like,
But I loved it too because that's such a New York thing. Of we all met here, and then the walk over to the next spot was the best.
it was the best.
You're walking with these guys. You run, you catch up with them. You walk to check on that, and I
love
love that about New York. The organic hang of just like one place to another, picking up people along the way,
Yeah.
dropping off. You know,
It was
It
wild.
was so fun. Like waiting for the other people at the red light, fake talking shit on them while they're like standing, not realizing that we're like picking them apart. You know,
and then Shane getting bro raped by like every bro in that bar is so fun
Oh,
to watch
God.
too.
Yeah.
They love him, dude.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
Shane, dude.
Yeah.
They lose their mind, dude, when they see that guy.
and all of them never want to be that guy.
Right? Yeah.
You know that
I don't wanna
wanna
be this
that
guy,
dude.
dude.
I know I'm like being a gay retard right now.
I never
but
do shit like this. I never do shit
But I
like
know
this.
if I don't show the dudes in my fantasy league that I was like next to you, they're gonna fucking rape me, bro. I don't want to be that guy.
Ask Chase. Chase, do I do this shit? I never do this, right? See, I told you, dude. That's
Chase.
Ask Chase. He'll tell you, dude.
Jeez.
By the way, he's leading our fucking fantasy league right now. Shout out to say what's to Shane. Say what's up to him.
Dude, our fantasy league is named after your second cat, but you know, like some weird thing they've latched onto.
Yeah, that's like I said the other day about someone was saying about Marin, and they were like about his fans sometimes are like so because he's into the cat thing. Every one of his fans is like cat heavy.
Oh,
They,
yeah.
like there's something about having an animal, and there's something about some people. The animal dominates everything they do.
Yeah.
Like it dominates their entire worldview. It's all about these things. Like I'm a dog. I love my dog, but it's not. There's a weird line that people go right over where it's all consuming. Like it becomes them a little bit.
Yeah, I'm at the edge right now.
You're close,
I
aren't you?
have my cat's name tattooed
You're-
on
yeah,
my
you're
arm.
there.
I
It's you.
love him, my little guy. Kiss,
That
kiss.
too much. Slow down.
I know it's a lot.
What's the
But have you
what's the
seen
cat's
him?
name?
Samson.
Samson. And this and by the way, show me a picture of your cat, son. And this is a Go ahead.
He's dressed as Slimer from Ghostbusters.
I mean, huge. Did he pick that costume?
he did. He did.
He
I
did.
wanted SpongeBob. He said Slimer.
Is that what he
Okay,
said?
son.
Were you? Yeah, because you were like, you'll be SpongeBob, I'll be Patrick. It'll be so cool. And your cat's like, I want to be Slimer, and you don't really get to be anybody. Slimer's an independent.
He is.
Much like a cat. A cat
is.
would choose Slimer. Of all of the characters from Ghostbusters, a cat would be Slimer, and a dog would be
Venkman because
Venkman, 'cause-
most
yeah.
likely to sniff an ass.
It is funny. Of all the characters, it's got to be Rick Moranis because he was such a goon, a moron, happy-go-lucky
Yeah.
dummy until he was inundated by Zool, and then he became another entity.
Gatekeeper.
What's the backstory for Zool, by the way? How come they don't really dig into that?
Oh, interesting. Because in the new one, Afterlife, they went into Ivo Shandor, who was the impetus for the whole, Spook Central apartment building with those experiments. But they don't really go into Zool.
Why not?
Gozer, the gatekeeper, the keymaster.
Why not?
Gozer, the
I
Gozerian.
understand.
They went more into the history of Vigo than they did
Didn't
Zool.
really care. Vigo, to me, I don't know. I just...
You didn't like 2?
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, to me, it's like Batman. Oh, see you later, man. He's got to go. It's like Batman. Batman 1 was always the most delicious to me.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 1 was the most delicious to me.
Yeah.
It was because it's a stupid take, but I don't care. It's just because it was so different from anything I'd seen as a kid.
Yeah.
And because it was so original, it was that powerful, right? It was just so anything after that, it was hard for me to like as much because the original was so. It was so fantastical. Tim Burton's Batman, to me, still to this day, is the best Batman.
Dude,
I know Dark
Michael
Knight-
Keaton is my favorite Batman.
He's the one. He's the guy.
my favorite.
He's the guy.
I love Michael Keaton so much.
King shit. That motherfucker's
So
a
good.
king. By the way, when I was a kid, I've said this before. The way that this part of his mouth, this little half moon of the face that's shown in the mask, the way that looked to me in my mind was how Batman looked. It's almost like when you saw other actors' faces in there, you're like, that's not his mask.
Dude,
That's not for him.
You're thinking
Although
about
the best Batman, Clooney, who can?
Oh, those nips. Those nips. Dude, the way you said the thing about the Winston and the car and the cloth, you mentioning Batman original, I am getting this feeling of socks and sweatpants and a little shirt and getting so excited about Batman VHS that we ripped from West Coast Video because we'd rent videos and use another VCR to record them.
yeah.
So we had our own version and wearing the tape out of that with a Batman belt,
I had
duct
that
tape
belt.
because I kept breaking it.
Because you just could. You were like
And
so
did you
excited.
have the Batman toy with the string?
Gotta get real. Of course I did.
That I would just whip
Whip
it
that
around
thing
like
around.
a fucking mace.
I'm sure I broke many things at my mom's house with that.
Well, we had to get rid of a dog because I kept putting a laundry basket on it because I thought it was a ghost. And we named it Spooks because I couldn't say L's when I was a kid. I wanted to name it Slimer. So I couldn't say Slimer. So what's a ghost? He's spooky. So we
spooky.
said Spooks.
How would you say Slimer? Because you couldn't say your L's.
I could
Slimer?
not. I could not. I had a cousin Holly. I called her Huggy.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
That is actually very cute.
Yeah, but we also didn't know that Spooks is a bad word.
Is it? Is it? Not if you're talking about ghosts, my man.
Yeah.
Stay in the world of ghosts.
But when the dog runs away all the time and you're 4 and you have a speech
Someone get that
impediment
spook!
and you're going
Yeah.
around going, Spooks, where are you? It's kind of a lot in hindsight.
that doesn't work where you grew up. That wasn't okay to do. Come out and play.
Yeah. You were supposed to be here by now. You're late. I can hear you playing music loud down the block.
Oh, yeah, we got a Spooks at our house. Yeah, we stole one. We keep it hostage. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, no, I never had an animal as a little kid, and I was mad about it. I always wanted something.
Really?
My parents both worked, so they were like,
That's so interesting because you don't strike me as that because I have friends that are that way.
Yeah.
Some of them, and they're very, not icy,
Yeah.
but you're so warm.
well, as an
and-
adult, I couldn't wait to get a fucking dog.
Right.
And
okay.
in college, our house was filled with dogs. We were a dog
Really?
house. Dude, we were a dog house. Well, because we let multiple friends of ours basically let their animals live at our house, even if they
that's
didn't.
so cool.
Because we rented a house. My sophomore year, we had let me count. It's got to be 4-bed, 1 bath, maybe. It was like an old, small shitty house in Tempe in Arizona. And, I think I remember rent being like $375, which is fucking rad, huh? All in, by the way, that was everything.
Wait, just
I mean, for
you.
me, I'm saying for me it was no, but I mean,
Yeah.
for me it was all in. That was like utilities, and we had a pool.
That's the best.
Because back there, everyone could rent a house for dirt cheap because the houses weren't that expensive. I mean, the house itself was probably only like $100,000 for the house. Good luck fucking finding that today. But we would leave the back sliding glass door open because we lived in a neighborhood that was, there was nothing to steal. So dogs would just come and go as they pleased. And the gate broke because my buddy Fev ran through it one night drunk.
Fev.
100%. So then, because of that, animals would come and go freely.
Yeah.
It was kind of like whatever was there was there.
I love that.
And we would just, but irresponsibly, Mark would be like, "Did you feed Lenny?" And I'd be like, I thought you fed Lenny." And then we'd go out there, and there would be a bowl filled with food because whoever would come over would just shove food in there. I'm like, dude, this guy's been eating for like fucking 7 weeks straight. Like, people would just come over and put food in there. But I was like, we have to section this off because he got fucking fat as shit.
Yeah.
Because everyone was just like, "You want some food, dude?"
Yeah,
You know,
we love spoiling the dog.
yeah, well, college, because what if fucking everyone's gonna feed the pup.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a house full of dogs, and then now have an animal. I just never had it because both my parents worked, and they were like, "Who's gonna take care of it?"
Yeah.
And that was true. It was like, I don't fucking know. No one was there all day, and my dad, mostly my mom, was like, "I'm not leaving a dog at the house all day for no reason," which I kind of respected. She was like, "Why are we doing it? Why am I leaving the dog there?" Cat would have worked out.
Yeah.
But leaving the dog alone all day, I don't know. It makes me sad to think about it.
Yeah.
They're bored as fuck.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's kind of cool. Like, hey, watch the house while we're gone. And then
He's
the
not
dog's
gonna.
just
He's not
hanging
gonna.
out, doing different stuff.
No, this isn't a cat.
You don't like alone time?
Cats can self-occupy, right?
That's why they're great.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Dogs don't do that. They need the thing. And if you leave them long enough, that bums them out.
Some of my friends with dogs are fucking wild, man. My buddy Jimmy, we went to a hardcore show. We went and saw Hatebreed. You ever listen to Hatebreed?
Yeah, dude.
They're great. We
Yeah.
saw them in Jersey, Starland Ballroom. And he's like, yeah, my chick has to work, so I'm just going to take Buddy with us. And I'm like, what?
To the concert? Fuck yeah. That's rad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, and that's cool. Like, just like sitting in shotgun, going everywhere together. But I'm like, man, that is a hassle.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
That's a hassle.
But
It
it
doesn't
was
need to
fun.
go
We
everywhere.
saw friends there, and they're like, he's here. And they all like ran outside to look in the car and like
Everyone's
pet and
excited to see the
everything.
dog,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Everyone's excited.
Yeah.
Now, I can't do that. I don't take her everywhere. But if there's a day where I'm doing studio stuff or the office or whatever, I bring that fucking, fuck yeah. I brought her to set a few times when I was filming.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, just because if I was gone all day, my wife was gone all day, and
Mm-hmm.
she had shit going on at night, like dinners and meetings, I was like, all right, I'll bring this fucking thing. Because then I get to sit in the trailer and have something to do.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. Those filming days when you're doing nothing, there isn't enough books to read or videos to watch to keep you like engaged in the world. So at least I could just walk the dog.
Yeah.
It like helped me not lose my fucking mind sitting in a
can
little
imagine,
bunker.
yeah.
You sit there for fucking 12 hours. You film for an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I-
That happened.
it's bullshit.
I shot a pilot right before COVID in New Rochelle, New York. We wrapped on a Friday. I think that Monday, the first case of COVID happened in New Rochelle, 2 blocks away from where we shot. Insane.
It's you.
But the first day, it was a 12-hour shoot day, and my call time was 6 a.m., and then they didn't use me until 5:45. And that was it. And my line was like, good day. And then that was like it. I'm like, all right.
Ian, fantastic work.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for coming in so early
Yeah,
where it was
yeah,
completely unnecessary and a waste of your day.
Yeah.
But we really did need you a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Well, now that this whole
strike is
thing is
over.
over, yeah,
Congrats.
they did it, dude. They
Yeah.
out there, they just did it.
Mhm.
They did it. I mean, honestly, fucking, it's so funny. It's over when it's November. Nothing's gonna happen now. You know what I mean? It'll be the new year. The
Did
year's
any
over.
of them use the inflatable rat?
No. I know.
Is that like only a like iron worker union thing?
Yeah. That's definitely for like labor unions, you know? That would have been fun. Let's get something inflatable. Instead of
Yeah.
just marching and yelling, it'd be
Yeah,
nice to
yeah.
have some sort of
And a bunch of selfies to put on social media for your fucking hangout.
Jesse
meetup.
Tyler Ferguson's here. Yeah. It's just guys to like say that they met somebody they really like in the fucking business. Yeah, I think the silent attendees is probably the way to do it. If
Yeah.
you're going to go do something, go do it. You don't need to fucking come on your own
Absolutely.
chest about
Yeah.
it. But that is the symptom of what's going on in our little world. Are
Yeah.
you touring My Little Prince? What are you doing?
Yes.
Would you have dates coming up? I mean, this
Brother.
won't come out till 2026.
Okay.
Yeah, we saved these for a year. Anybody
Cool.
I like gets saved. Everyone else gets dumped right away.
I love it. I am 2026.
No, 2024. Where are you gonna be? Where are you gonna be next year? This will come out in not too long after this. But also, what are you in the
Bro.
new year?
I am going everywhere. I'm on the road from the beginning of January to March. Cannot wait. I'm filming my first special Sunday, December 3rd. New York City, The Cutting Room. IANFIDANCE.com for tickets. 2 shows.
Two shows.
Yeah.
And the
7
show,
and 9:30.
it's a little weird. One of the shows is at 1 p.m. and the other one is at 1 in the morning the following day.
Yes.
It's a bad idea, but this guy's doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing a new thing. It's called Ian Finance Time Zone. It's new.
That's your special?
Yeah.
What is this special going to be called? Do you know?
Wild, happy, and free.
Fucking A. Isn't that true?
I'm very
God, that's so
excited.
you. Wild, happy, and free. So you're doing the hour at the cutting room.
Yes.
Do you know? Are you putting it out yourself? What are you going to do? Who cares?
I am.
You're going to figure it out?
We're going to shop it around. The director has done a bunch of different stuff for,
Roman
Netflix and
Polanski's
stuff,
directing it,
so
right?
He is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Interesting choice, but I think it's cool.
Yeah, and well, Woody was the first choice. Not there. Cosby's doing comedy. He's not.
He would
into,
do your
like,
shit.
filming. You know,
Yeah.
he just wants to perform. But yeah, I'm really excited, man.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't wait to do it. And the tickets are selling real well. I always think no one's ever going to come out.
They're all
and
going to
they
come
end up
out.
selling out.
They're all
and then
going to come
I'm
out.
Like, oh, I hate myself.
Also, the week of, just send me stuff so I can post about
Oh,
it.
you're
and
a
all that stuff.
sweetheart.
Come
Thank
on,
you.
man. Please.
Dude, in the new year, man, I'm playing Philly, Sacramento, San Fran, Calgary, fucking San Diego, Seattle, Portland.
Now, are you doing clubs or
over.
like rock clubs, or what are you doing?
Clubs?
Do you ever do rock venues?
Yes,
I
I
love
just
those.
did a legendary punk rock hardcore venue called Amityville Music Hall on Long Island.
What a name.
And dude, it was the fucking best. Like I feel like the path now is like clubs, theaters. I'm not a theater act. I'm very much a club comic.
Sure.
And I enjoy being like close, small spaces because I came up in like hardcore punk rock and stuff. And dude, playing this rock venue was like so cool. Like I would love to go around and do these like, like rock venues.
Well, yeah, fuck. That's what I mean. Like I remember when Kyle Kinane started a first tour because I've known him for a long time. When he first was getting out, he was exclusively doing rock venues for a little
Yeah.
while. I mean, he did clubs, I'm sure, but he was always telling me how rad it was, and I couldn't headline yet. I wasn't getting booked, and I was like, man, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So when I first started going out, I would try to sneak in as many that would want me in.
Right.
Because I think there's just the venue's energy is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes traditional clubs' energy is, chicken wingy. And
Yeah.
rock venues are not.
And also like I'm really happy with the people that are coming to see me. I'm like beside myself with how fucking cool they are, and like I'm like a Looney Tune or whatever, but like dude, I have all these like gay and trans and like non-binary people coming out, but they fucking get it, and
Yeah.
they're like, dude, thank you for making fun of us fags and making us feel like
Including
we're
us.
humans
Yeah.
and not like we're these deities that can't be touched. And I'm like, you're welcome. Now don't talk to me, freak. Like, get away from me, But dude, this venue, everyone there was for me, which was like so cool because
That's
sometimes
awesome.
I'll do well, and then like it's like a night where no one has ever heard of me in their life,
Yeah.
and then so to have that and make that connection was like really cool. And like, dude, seeing you guys do the Bad Friends tour is like the coolest shit in the
so
world.
fun, man.
And everyone is fucking riding for you guys so hard.
Well, they're
like,
just excited to have fun, which I think in a
Yes.
long time, it's like a lot of times comedy takes itself sometimes serious, and that's look, that's fine,
Boo.
but it's just
I
not.
mean, yeah.
No, but it's just not what we do.
Yes.
we just want to fucking
Yes.
goof, dude.
silly, goofy fun.
Yeah, we just feel like goofing.
Yes.
So this thing is just a big dumb
that
fucking
is
goof.
the best.
And when the crowds are on board, I mean, I would say 90%. We've had a few shows where you're like, this is fucking weird. Like
Yeah.
Memphis was fucking weird. There's
Really?
no other way to say it. Yeah, it was weird. Well, the venue was fucking lame.
Right.
It was fucking lame. It was like tall ceilings. It felt like an airplane hangar. When we walked in,
yeah.
I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
This is the fucking last place our fans want to be. They're sitting in like this is a cafeteria, So that didn't help, but the energy was shifted because of it. But for the most part, dude, the people that show up that are down and ready,
Yeah.
like San Diego, we played San Diego. We played at San Diego State, or wait, UC San Diego? I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And it was 5,800 people or something like that.
Oh, dude,
It
that's
was
so
nuts.
cool.
And it was so rad, and that they were like ready to fucking party.
Yeah.
And it was raining at the beginning, and they stayed through the fucking rain. I was like, these people are the shit.
Dude.
These
Well,
people
I
are the
remember
shit.
when I did the Gramercy show with you guys, it was so, dude, everyone is just so fucking locked in, and people want, not like a they just want to feel good. So if like you could just make them laugh with silly stuff, nobody has to learn a lesson every day of their life.
No,
you
no,
know?
it's nice to
So
just go fuck off.
Yes, and that's what's so fun. And dude, it's so funny because you guys are doing it right, and it's so cool to see. But that's like what me and Jordan want. And
You're gonna do
we
that.
talk about that, and we're doing more live shows and stuff. We're doing a run of Zany's Nashville, Zany Chicago. We're really enjoying doing the live show. We're like moving around, but dude, we did a live show in New York, and I swear to God, we started start the show, and we're like, we can pick up on the vibe that it's not like as good as we thought it would be. Jordan goes, man, I gotta tell you, this kind of sucks. Fucking Santino and Bobby are they're really good at this. They make it look easy. I'm like, not on mic.
Don't say it to the people.
Dude, she's
Everything's
just
okay.
Shitting all over her thing, and then I'm like, yeah, they really do it
Well,
good.
because she's what I like about her the most, honestly, is that her comedy is so fucking very grounded and real, and so funny and so honest.
Yeah.
She doesn't really hide any of her shit.
Yeah.
So she's not good at being like fucking having a blast.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice because
It's the best.
sometimes you want someone to be like, fuck this shit, huh?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, sometimes it helps them get over it.
Yeah.
If they're a little weird, that you're like, this is fucking. I mean, I think we did that in Memphis. I was like, this fucking sucks. And they were like, and you're like, come on, dude. You know this is weird. It feels unfortunate.
But it's the best because I love her so much that she does that. And then I'll be like, Jordan. She's like, oh, sorry. And we'll like laugh about it. Or it'll like, I love anyone that can motivate me. And she just makes me want to be funnier because she's so funny.
She's very funny.
And
man.
nothing feels better than like making her wheeze laugh. And the fact that we get to, she sounds like a deflating tire, But dude, when she said that, I was like, you are right.
You're right, but shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, she came with us. She did a show in Toronto.
That's
We were in
right.
Toronto.
Yes.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely fucking just lit it on. I mean, she was so fucking solid. It's so funny where you reach a point in your career with friends when someone's like, I don't know that person. How are they? And you're like, watch. And it's nice to be able to just like give someone the go ahead to show off. You know what I mean? You're like, watch this. This is great. It's going to like, there isn't a doubt in your fucking soul. They're not even like a little tinge of something that's like, what if she doesn't connect with this group?
Yeah.
It's just some point you reach in your career when everyone's such a pro. I was explaining that to a friend over the phone because he came to a show kind of for the first time in many, many years. He doesn't really go to stand-up shows. And he was like, so how many people on there are like professional? And I was like, that's a good question. I was like, everyone that's getting paid is a pro, but what you're looking for is like, how many are like seasoned headliners?
Yeah.
And I explained to him that there is a difference. And then he's like, you can just feel it right away. I go, yeah, that's just time and experience.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get older, and it's just so funny, you can always just give up one of these peers a layup. You're like, watch this. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like you put a little team together and go, check this out.
Yeah.
And people just get to show off and do what they're the fucking best at. I want people to do me a favor. Please support Ian and Jordan. More Jordan than Ian. But when they are on tour, go see him. But go see my sweet little Prince Ian this year. What's your website, kiddo?
IANFidance.com.
We'll put it in the description below, ianfidance.com. Very simply, go watch him. A wonderful mastermind. If you're in New York City, if it's not sold out by the time that this happens, go to the cutting room and go watch my little sweetheart do his thing. December 3?
Yes.
What day is that? Is that a Saturday?
Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Sunday.
Come see Ian Fidance at the cutting room floor. 2 shows, 8 p.m. and 10:30. That's probably right?
7 and 9:30.
7 to 9:30. Close. Switch the hours. That's all it is. But that's smart to do on a Sunday because the early show will be... I'm going to make my financial bet that you'll use the first one. If you don't mesh, you'll use the first of the second one.
Well, it's funny, dude.
Second one will be a party. First one will be...
That's what I'm hoping. Just get this, and then the second one is fucking yeehaw.
That's what they say. Get one in the can, and then you can have fun.
Yeah.
But then, ironically, I think a lot of people end up using the first one anyway because they're like, it was more concise. It was just more shaped. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes on the second one,
I think like the adrenaline's going so much,
right? You're focused as fuck. On the second one, you're like, whatever, dude. Go see Ian, please. I love you. It's so nice to have you. I'm sorry that you're leaving in an hour and a half. From me, but I'll see you soon. Go look into that camera right there. We end the episode the same way with one word or one phrase. Now, this is cemented in history, right? One day, this will be put up in the Smithsonian as the last word spoken by every comic on this show. Am I making that up? You betcha. But
I'll be the first one.
I believe it in my heart.
Yes.
That this is important. So end the episode on you, one word or one phrase into that camera whenever you're ready.
I'm free.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger. Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful. You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers, oh hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger.
gingers.